Yes. In my opinion, I think it's crazy that it's been about a year. I'm surprised I haven't talked about this subject sooner. Yes. Storyline. The thing of wrestling I want to talk about is called Black Saturday. No, I don't mean the day that my internal problems came in until I got over it. I don't mean that. Yeah. Personal stuff I'll get into later. Maybe one day in the future, but whatever. So, but yeah, Black Saturday. What is this? What is Black Saturday's? Why is it so big? Well, I'm going to go over it. All right. Now, just so you know, if I have to oversimplify stuff, it's because I have to. Okay. Because if I had to go through every single detail on every single event on Black Saturday, this video would be like half an hour long. And I personally don't think people would like to watch it. Because basically you're just tuning into a documentary on Black Saturday. And no, it's not the Black Saturday you're thinking of, where, which is when the stock market crashed in the Great Depression. I know my history. Come at me, folks. Basically, I'm talking about Black Saturday in the wrestling industry. Which, why is it so infamous today? You're about to find out. Let's begin. So you probably know this guy that's going to be in this storyline, or in this thing. Vincent Kennedy McMahon. You know, you wrestling fans may have heard of him. The guy who created the wrestling empire known as WWE. Well, allow me to go over it. Here we go. My hand was on my stomach. Sheesh Louise. What are you thinking? My hand was on my stomach. Calm down. Anyways, so. Okay. So WWE is built on the broken agreement, let's say, between Vince and his father. Let me go over it. So, fun fact, Vince's dad and him were also, and Vince Jr., they were both named, from the junior part, you could probably guess that they're both named Vince, but I guess I have to oversimplify it for you, but whatever. Okay, so here's the thing, okay? To oversimplify, when Vince took over the company from his father in 1983, little Vince promised Big Vince that he wouldn't expand his father's company, the WWF. So the WWF was basically like a small band was kind of like a part of the National Wrestling Alliance's territories until they eventually separated from the territory system. There you are. The WWF was one of the mainstream wrestling centers in America. It mostly consisted of New England. There's a little place there called New England. I'm actually going there later this summer, so yeah, I'll maybe make a video on that. So I hope I can keep videos up during that time, because I don't know. Anyways, so Vincent Kennedy McMahon wanted a nationwide coverage, okay? Because, well, guess what? Little Vincent wanted to disagree with his dad's arguments. I mean, if anything, looking at where the company is now, Vince was kind of smart to disagree with his dad's moves. So you hear that, kids? Sometimes disagreeing with your father can lead to great things. Kids, before I tell you something, always agree with your father, because if you don't agree with your father, he will probably brutally murder you. Just saying. Just kidding, Dad, if you're watching. So, yeah. What happened was that over time, you see, back in the day, they were on this box right here. Let me show you it. Well, see these two things, kids? This is a television where you had to watch everything, and this thing would decide what you had to watch. If you were born in North Korea, that's government propaganda. But seriously, see, this box has a bunch of networks that you watch, so-called Raw and SmackDown. This box right here is called a Wii. Yeah. You see, kids today will never know the struggle of going to a chat room on the Nintendo DS, let me tell you. Anyways, on that box called a television, let's just say that there was this one network called TBS. Okay? TBS was actually a very big nationwide program, okay? You see, there were a bunch of shows that were on TBS. It was run by Ted Turner, by the way. He was going to be important later. Do not worry, my child. Anyways, you see, what happened was that back then, there was this thing called Georgia Championship Wrestling, which was, at the time, was a pretty popular... One second. That was a pretty popular wrestling company on TBS. So, sorry, I just ate some pretzels and I'm just burping a lot. So wish. You see, what would happen is that Vince would eventually buy out Georgia Championship Wrestling, and well, remember that box called television I told you earlier? Well, turns out that on the television, Vince appeared on a program called World Championship Wrestling. Now, keep this in mind, okay? World Championship Wrestling. What is the first letter in World Championship Wrestling if you haven't figured it out yet? WCW. So yes, Vince McMahon briefly owned WCW before he kind of bought it in 2001, but be quiet. Now, I remember, now the thing is that Vince was like, yeah, you guys are going to like my product and stuff like that. It's not going to be like critically panned and people are going to call in to get their old show back. Oh dear. So again, basically, livid viewers went on a telephone or a landline. I hope I really don't have to explain that to everyone. I really don't hope I have to explain it. I mean, sure, I was born in 2003, but I actually know what a landline is. And yes, this is before the odd one's out to explain what a landline was. Okay, sue me. They were like this. Hello, Ted Turner. I want Georgia Championship Wrestling back, or I'm shooting up TBS's place. Hold on. Oh, it's talking to me. Honey, are you talking to the hangar again? Oh, she knows! This would lead to, so ratings were plummeting, and Vince was kind of angry when Ole Anderson eventually got his, own time slot on TBS, to oversimplify. Ratings were dropping like flies, and I was gonna say there was a fly right next to me. Sheesh. Anyways, sheesh. So the thing is that eventually, with ratings dropping, Vince sold Georgia Championship Wrestling off, WCW off, and well, this happened. By 1985, the WWF came into being, and to oversimplify, a few deals later, WCW would be under Ted Turner's control. Then the Monday Night Wars began.